What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's good to see you here on Speak and See. Today is the 30th of March, and I would like to congratulate everybody out there who is now receiving their PPP loans, as I got mine last week, and it was a little bit more than my last one, so that's cool. There's been a little bit of debate on whether GUZMAN has the authority to give us the EIDL grants or not. But first of all, let me ask you to like, subscribe. As to how much power the SBA administrator has, GUZMAN, I want to bring you into the Senate committee hearings so that you have an idea of how much power she really has. This is more than just an email from an SBA agent. This is just taking you behind the scenes of actually how it goes down. And this is the reality of it. So I'm going to bring you, I'm going to show you a couple clips of the hearing, and then we're going to go over it little by little along the way. Okay, guys, enjoy.
If confirmed, I pledge to serve as their voice and represent the enormous diversity across our small businesses, from independent contractors and sole proprietors to startups and innovative technology and science-based firms to Main Street and manufacturing of all sizes and all stages of development and all entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds and geographies.
Notice how she said from all businesses, sole proprietorships, this and that and the other thing, and then she goes on to say for all geographies. That's every area. That's saying, and what did she start with? I'm going to be the voice of the small businesses. Let's continue, because these are what we're seeing here. Senators are asking her questions, and she's answering.
To advance its mission and reach all our small businesses. Most importantly, I will work to ensure funds get into the hands of the small businesses who have been hurt the most by the pandemic and economic crisis through no fault of their own, to help all of America's small businesses build better futures for their families and their communities.
Now, does it sound like she's taking anybody's notes, or is she telling you what she's going to do? She's telling you what she's going to do.
Understand and appreciate your position on.
Thank you, Senator. I know that out of this pandemic, we need a shared recovery. In California, I actually work closely with multiple organizations. I believe in hearing all voices, and I believe strongly in being the voice of small business, that they really do power my work, and those stories mean a lot.
She went on to tell this distinguished senator here that, hey, I'm going to make a lot of decisions on how I go about my job, how I go about spending this money based on the decision, based on the testimonies that people are giving me. Let's continue.
Those stories are really what propel my work. And so I do intend on being the voice of small business at the table and utilizing the resources, if confirmed, at the SBA, including the Office of Advocacy that does extensive research and is an independent agency to make sure that I am aware of the issues and can voice those concerns.
Now, does this sound like a person who doesn't have a whole lot of power? To me, it sounds like a person who's like, I'm going to do what I believe is right, but we're going to keep going. It gets better.
SBIR program. Do you support making the SBIR program permanent?
Why is he asking if she supports making the SBIR program permanent? Is it Congress's intent, or is it not? Or does it matter?
I know that, thank you for that, Senator, and if confirmed, I know SBIR reauthorization is right around the corner. It's a program that's been, emulated, respected across the globe, and I do think it's a very critical program that I would like to see continued at the SBA.
Okay, and do you believe that just 3% of federal R&D for startups and entrepreneurs is adequate, or would you support an increase in the allocation percentage that goes to startups and entrepreneurs?
My role will always be to be the voice of small business and advocate on their behalf. In addition, be a good steward of the programs as implemented by Congress, as well as the priorities of the administration.
So the first thing she said is, my role will always be to be the voice of the small businesses and advocate on their behalf. That was number one. That was job one for the administrator that she said. What was job two?
My role will always be to be the voice of small business and advocate on their behalf. In addition, be a good steward of the programs as implemented by Congress, as well as the priorities of the administration.
Whoa, what was that last part?
as well as the priorities of the administration.
As well as the priorities of the administration. So I will, first of all, be the voice of small businesses. And she can do that. She has done it already. Next, we didn't see, remember, we did not see congressional intent in order to get the deferred loans. We didn't. It was done by her. It takes money to defer loans. Okay? Let's get that straight. And secondly, she said, okay, and to help be a good steward.
In addition, be a good steward of the programs as implemented by Congress.
Of what Congress gives me, to be a good steward of it. Remember, Carranza thought she was a good steward too. Third, to carry out the administration's purposes.
As well as the priorities of the administration.
Who's the administration? Who is the head of the administration? And what is she talking about here? Because that is a very big. It's bigger than an SBA agent's letter. Let's move forward. Let's go. Let's move with this.
To help to that end.
So he's talked to you about this?
The president has mentioned several times navigators in terms of his priorities. And
did you hear that? Did you hear that? Whose priorities is the administration? The president's priorities. That's what she can carry out. She is in there. She has more pull than a letter that somebody gets from an SBA agent as their source. We're talking about GUZMAN here having a beeline. Hey, Biden, can I? Should I? What do we do? What are your priorities? What are the priorities of the administration? And what are the voice of the American people? Congress is in the middle. We get that. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Some people are just way out of line with a letter from an SBA agent. Let's move this. Let's strike this from the record. If we can strike this from the record, where's the president? We can do an executive order as well. So don't tell me GUZMAN doesn't have the power, because she's got the president's phone number on speed dial right now. Let's keep going.
to help to that end.
So he's talked to you about this?
The president has mentioned several times navigators in terms of his priorities. And
I'm really encouraged by President Biden's focus on helping restaurants in the American Rescue Plan. And I'd be interested in how you think we can best deliver that, why you think grants are more important than loans, and how as $10,000. How will you balance the important priorities of program integrity and efficiency in terms of speed?
Thank you for that. I do think that that's the challenge of that balance. I'm quite familiar with the programs, and if confirmed, I would look forward to figuring out how we can, push as much as possible to make these simple for our small businesses to understand and leverage, because it is very difficult for them to go through, mountains of papers to try to figure things out. So I know that we can better use our field, our resource partners, and get communications out there that help small businesses.
That's one thing I really noticed about her, that I really did like the fact that she, GUZMAN, she's the keep it simple, stupid effect. It's that keep it simple SBA book for dummies. A more practical, common sense style of SBA agent. When other channels are bringing you directly into this is how it's happening, and not just throwing a text up on the right that, hey, I got this from an SBA agent that I know. I get it, and it sounds good. It's great. It's true. It's true that we do have to contact our legislators, our local and state and federal, Republicans, Democrats, legislators, congressmen, senators, you name it. We got to get with them. We got to contact them and push the envelope that we need this bill S513 now signed, which is great. Yes, we need that. We do. We need to keep on adding pressure to these people. But yeah, as far as that's the only way that this is going to get done, I don't think so. There's more than one way to skin this cat. I just heard from somebody an email saying, dude, thanks for trying, but it's too late. It's too late. They repoed my car. I was a Uber driver, and he had a vehicle that he got, a nice pickup truck that he used to take Uber drives. He used to go to back and forth, hauling stuff, but they just repoed it. He couldn't get the grant. Do we have to wait for senators? No, we can do that. We can wait. I mean, but a lot of more people are going to go out of business too. So if GUZMAN needs more testimonies, I get those letters all the time, and it sucks. So with this said, I'm just going to say out there, guys, we are going to keep calling our senators and our local representatives, congressmen, and we're going to keep pushing for this idle $10,000 grant to get all of you that was intended originally in the CARES Act. If the SBA really did work the way that Max had said they did, then we wouldn't be going through this. Don't you understand this? We wouldn't be going through this. So that's why I'm kind of bringing this out to the hoop that there is hope other than Bill S513. But Bill S513 is still another nice glimmer of hope that we need to keep, and we need to push, and we need to encourage one another with that. So with this, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope it was educational for you. I hope that it took you to another level of how things really work and what's going on behind the scenes with the most important people, the most important players of the game, and how the game is played. So you guys have a blessed night. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the flip. I don't like that ending. I'll see you on the flip. That doesn't make sense. Nah, I don't like that. I'll change it. Somebody say, hey, I want my 10K. Somebody,
Give it to me.
somebody,
Give it to me.
somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K.
Give it to me.
Me and my friends, we